To the Invest, Finance and Restart conference run by International Tourism Investment Corporation and World Travel Market. If I could invite you to take your seats and we will get started. Although we are few at the moment in number in the hall, we have, I believe, quite a large audience online, so welcome everybody online, and we hope you can stay with us for the day. If not, you're able to dive in and out of the live broadcast. My name is Paul Hoskins. I'm the moderator and master of ceremonies for the day, and it's my pleasure to welcome everybody and to introduce for our first speakers to open our session, our chairman, Dr. Taleb Rifai, former Secretary General of the United Nations World Tourism Organization. Taleb, if I could invite you to come on stage. And also, sorry, I've got my running order wrong. Taleb, I've got my running order wrong. It's coming up anyway. Okay, Simon, can you come on the stage, please, as well? And we will have to open our session, the World Travel and Tourism Council video to kick us off. Thank you very much.
The power of travel and tourism is often overlooked. Ours is the sector connecting people and businesses to the world. And while life has changed in 2020, travel remains an essential part of life. And not just for the traveller, but for every business, every community, and every ecosystem, in every destination they visit. For nearly a decade, we have consistently outpaced the global economy, and across the world, governments are recognizing and realizing the importance of investment in their sector. But beyond the data, there is an often unrealized yet equally important chapter to this remarkable story. Because our sector wields the incredible power of positive change. Together in travel and tourism, we not only support and improve the lives of people from across the globe, but sustain and care for the fabric and infrastructure of the world we live in. For every hotel stay, for every flight taken, for every destination visited, we create jobs which provide people the opportunity to shape their own future, to feed their families, preserve their cultures and traditions, and improve the quality of the lives they lead. In the last 5 years, 1 in 4 of all new jobs were created by our incredible sector, which accounts for 330 million jobs around the world. We play an important role in empowering women and young people too. Research shows that within travel and tourism, women make up 54% of the workforce. It also employs a higher share of youth workers than other industries, who account for 30% of the sector's employment, embracing a diverse, inclusive, and multicultural workforce. The revenue we generate also supports the cost of infrastructure projects to improve education, to build housing and provide health services, increasing the overall well-being of life in local communities, whilst redistributing socio-economic power, helping developing nations prosper. And it's not just the human world that feels the positive effects of travel. It also improves the natural world too. Conservation and anti-poaching efforts around the world rely on the income from tourism to defend the natural wonder of our planet and provide us with the means to travel and experience the world in a sustainable, positive way. We at the World Travel and Tourism Council are realizing a new future. For the last 30 years, we have been the voice of the global private sector. By uniting government and industry leaders and engaging with communities, we will lead the economic recovery of our sector to a safe and sustainable future. A future where we will continue to create jobs, empower and protect the people, communities and natural wonders that make travel and tourism so special. Because this is the power to create a better world. The power of travel and tourism.
Now may I invite Dr. Taleb Rifai, Chairman of ITIC and the former Secretary General of UNWTO, to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. My dear friends, it's a great pleasure having to see you again here in London. I truly miss all of you, people in this room and people that are yet to come. One, since I left UNWTO, but two, since COVID 2019, because last year we were not able to be here. It's a true honor to be here with you this beautiful London morning. I'm here this morning in my capacity as chairman of ITIC, which is a wonderful organization that wants to attract investment to our very good, wonderful travel and tourism sector. You have seen WTTC video and saw how important travel and tourism is. I don't want to repeat what is said. 1 out of 10 jobs are created at our sector. More than 10% of the world GDP is generated by our sector, a sector of peace and understanding among people of the world, contributing so much to all 17 SDGs, but still undervalued and under-recognized in the world around us. My dear friends, I want to suggest that we are here, the people working in this sector carry most of the blame. We only talk to each other. That is why it's important to open up to the finance and investment community, as well to political setups. Banks do not hear us. They do not hear our voice, our plea for investment. They simply don't understand us. We found out that through hard experiences. That is why ITIC is important. It brings the investment community to our turf. It's crucial if we want to progress and be recognized. I'm therefore very happy to see today we'll be seeing more of that, not just our traditional crowd, but also business and investment crowd. This is the value of ITIs. He is adding to our meeting here at 8 AM in London and either other places around the world. My friends, in a few days we'll be meeting in Glasgow to decide on the most important challenges are facing mankind, climate change and sustainability. But what is sustainability really? Sustainability, my dear friends, and I may be criticized by some of the activists here, it's not just about the environment. It's social, political and environmental sustainability and economic sustainability. Some activities may be offended. Some activists may be offended by this. It's important to define what and reach an agreement and understanding of sustainability before we engage in a meaningful discussion. So what is sustainability? To me, it is simply to sustain life on Earth for the future generations. It is the people that matter at the end, the future generations. We preserve our environment for the future generations to continue living. The quality of life also matters. That has to do with social, economic, political sustainability as well. For what is life without dignity and prosperity? Social and economic models, as well as the political model, matter as much as the environmental policies for sustaining life. What sustainability is not, it's not only environmental, as I said. It's important that if there is no environmental sustainability, preservation, there would be no life on Earth. But sustainability, social, economic and political, as I said, sustainability is also not synonymous with preservation and conservation. It's not freezing and not touching the environment around us. Our culture, heritage. Let us remember that what we built today is the culture of tomorrow, just as today's heritage is what we did yesterday. Sustainability is not anti-growth or anti-progress. Life must go on hand in hand with progress and growth. It's the story of mankind from the beginning. We cannot sustain life on Earth without growth and progress. The world population is growing. Nothing is going to stop that. I'm sorry, Gerald, but nothing is going to stop that. We need growth and scientific progress to sustain this human growth. It is said that 70 to 75% of the carbon emission is generated from cities. It's also believed that by the 2030, more than 50% of the world population will be living in cities. That dilemma needs to be addressed immediately if we are to sustain life. The answer is not in stop building or expanding cities. Cities may have become essential achievements of humankind. It's how and where we build and expand our cities. Was the island of Manhattan, for example, more beautiful before, more contributing to progress on Earth before New York was built? Or was the archipelago of Venice more rich, more culturally and historically important and meaningful to human life before Venice was built? Was the desert around Dubai more contributing to mankind well-being before this city was built? The answers are obvious. It's not, therefore, what you build and construct. It's how and when and where you construct it. It's not a skyscraper we should be against. It's how and where we build it. Skyscraper can be a most disastrous consumer of energy, or can become the best solar collector or vertical garden. It is therefore a matter of technology and progress and innovation. Sustainability, my friends, is therefore not all about conservation or preservation. The challenge is one of innovation and management. Both are connected to progress and moving forward, not freezing or not touching anything around us. It's about moving forward and living life the fullest through progress and growth, but in a sustainable way. Innovation and good intelligent management are essential to these. Sustainability can achieve without them. My dear friends, I was in Cyprus 2 weeks ago to discuss climate change in East Mediterranean and the Middle East. Climate change is like COVID-19, recognizes no borders, and it requires collective action. Today we should define the current moment of tourism considering pandemic crisis that has been going on for more than a year. Climate change that has been accumulating for years. I believe this is a defining moment in the history of mankind altogether. Everything will change. Today we will not be bouncing back where we were. We will be leaping forward into a new world, a better world, more sustainable world. Therefore I'm very optimistic, but not in going back to where we were, rather to advance forward into a more sustainable form of growth. People will continue to travel even more, but they will do it in a different and more sustainable way. Travel contributes to 6% of the carbon footprint of the world. It's not 15 or 20, but it's 6% too many. We need to be an example. The travel sector is one of the most affected sectors as a result of COVID-19. Unfortunately, each government is working on its own, doing what they think is best to protect their population. This is the only way. However, any country could have done better is coordinate its action with its surrounding first and then move to the international level. It is needed, your own, to agree on a minimum procedure for starting with our surrounding destinations around the world. We reach an international level. What we need is a new multilateral system, a more harmonized and more equitable system, because it's not important what each country does on its own. If we cannot work together, travel from one place to another would become impossible. Look at the EU, for example. The EU is one union. You have three models. You have a country insisting on quarantine, another country next to it that is okay with a passport of vaccination, and a third country that is insisting on PRC testing. This is not right. We should have one system that governs everything. My message to you, therefore, we can only do it together. No government can do it on its own, no matter how good your plan is. There's an opportunity that comes out every crisis. Let us not use it, not miss it. Let us remember that in Chinese language, the word crisis, the word opportunity are one word. I thank you all very much for listening to me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rifai, for those opening remarks and illuminating speech. I'd now like to invite Simon Press to address our conference, and we're very privileged to have him here as the Senior Director of RX and the WTM.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much, Paul, and thank you very much, Taleb. As we were just discussing quietly on the stage, hopefully, it's an absolute pleasure to be working with ITIC again. Welcome to the ITIC Tourism Investment Summit and the first WTM hybrid event. So there are many other people watching from remotely, from wherever they are in the world, to the summit today as well. In partnership with WTM London, the ITIC Summit will assist in the acceleration and the recovery of travel and tourism businesses and assist in restoring travellers' confidence after the pandemic. Both organisations are committed to supporting the industry by bringing together today's global leading voices and luminaries across different segments, from ministers of tourism to hotels, airlines, policymakers, private equity specialists and investment bankers. Need I say it, the travel and tourism industry has been facing such a challenge over the last 19 months. So this summit will provide a crucial platform for planning the bounce back, recovering with business partners, reconnecting with those business partners, forging new connections and learning about the best ways forward. According to the UNWTO World Tourism Barometer, international tourism enjoyed signs of a rebound, with an estimated 54 million tourists crossing international borders in July 2021, resulting in the most substantial numbers since April 2020. As destinations and governments work towards attracting investment, they will need to create an effective enabling environment and consider overarching incentives, including travel facilitation policies, digital technology, the integration of health and hygiene protocols, sustainability, and much, much more. As the sector looks forward, public and private companies will be essential to ensure that sustainability and inclusion are at the heart of investment decisions and future growth. Investment in tourism creates employment opportunities, as well as direct and indirect economic growth. It facilitates vital financial business partnerships that will pave the way for innovation and recovery. So thank you very much for your attendance, either in the room or virtually, and I wish you all a fantastic summit. Thank you very much.